I've always heard the voices. Most of the time they're soft and gentle and I don't mind them being there. I admit, I enjoy their company. At first they seemed like random echoes and cries, but as I got older I realized they are not random in the slightest. I am talking to dead humans. They talk about everything, but it seems as though there are things they can't talk about. I've made a list of a few general rules, but that is a story for another day. I laid in bed. I don't normally have much trouble getting to sleep now. I used to. The voices were just too loud. But now I've gotten used to them and over time I've convinced them to settle down when I sleep. I can still hear them when I'm asleep. Just not as distinctly. Tonight was different. When I did finally get to sleep, the voices weren't jumbled and random. I heard every word with great detail. They spoke of the sea. I saw myself standing on a beach in a dream. They spoke of mountains. The image changed to a valley landscape, green and lively. Lastly, they spoke of the wind. I was high above the cold night clouds, feeling fresh, wet wind on my face. Then they spoke of nothing. They were silent. The wind stopped and the image faded to darkness. It was like I was watching a broken projector. A new image formed from static. My bedroom ceiling. I saw the room form from the top down. Am I awake? I reached for my phone. Nothing moved. It was as if I didn't have arms. Startled, I tried to sit up. Nothing moved. I tried to speak. My mouth didn't open. I began to panic. I fought the force holding me down, but there was nothing to fight. My head was spinning. My body seemed to move with it. It felt like my weight was shifting in circles. Wake him up. He should stay still. It will pass. Again, they fell silent. My bedroom door opened. Don't look him in the eyes, Joey. He will leave. They've never said my name before. Hearing it for the first time made me realize that. Into the room came a giant being. As he progressed through the room, he unfolded. His upper body covered most of the ceiling. His arms bent backward at the elbows and dragged on the floor behind him. I closed my eyes. I tried to scream. Silence, the voices were still quiet. As crazy as it sounds, I believe they were hiding from it. I heard a loud animal noise, like an elk, but it wasn't in my ears, it was in my head. Keep it out. Don't let it in. They were panicking, too. It had found them. It had yet to approach me. I opened my eyes. It was observing me as if it looked straight into my soul. I believe it did. In my head I heard banging. Like a door being forced closed while something tried to open it. It was breaking into my head and the people were keeping it out. It let out another cry, this one much louder. It was wounded. I opened my eyes again and saw it fumbling around my room. It was in complete agony. It made its way out of my room. It was free of my head. I snapped back into reality. I reached for my phone again, this time successfully. I used its light to look around the room. My breath and heartbeat were panicked and irregular. The door was closed. Everything was normal. I asked them in my mind about what had happened. They spoke among themselves, arguing. Finally, the voice of a man spoke out, "Your mind is powerful. It's why we're here. They want to infect it. We must protect it or we have failed our job here. Ask no more. I've said too much. I asked no more.